Ossington, the Hacker Podcast, the Dark Web Today podcast people, and like Mr. Hill and all that, they want you to wake up and like go on Twitter. Come on. Oh.
Hey Adam, how are you doing? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. How are you? Can you hear me? Okay. I'm having some trouble here and I wonder why. Thank you for joining, Adam. Hey, I didn't notice so many people was here. Hello, Thomas. Okay, I'm approving you. I'm just preparing something to record this. I'm having a little bit problem, but thanks everybody for being here. Okay, I will ask Christine to record this. Yeah, I just connected earlier because I wanted to set up uh, my equipment to record the the space, but I am having no luck. Oh, this is weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with another cell that I have to record that is not opening the space. I am clicking on the link, but I am not being able to enter into the space. That's not a problem. I will maybe should be updated this Twitter version. I think Adam, you probably know better than me. They have been updating a lot the version of Twitter lately. I think this cellular has it's version 8850. I think it's old. I think in the cellular I'm using it's like version 10 of Twitter. Hello, Princess, Crypto, Jonathan, Aaron, Brent. Welcome. I will just ask Christine to record this. How are you doing, guys? If anybody wants to ask me a question before we begin, ask me for the mic, and we can talk before we begin.
We here in the background for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Adam. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And
Hey, Princess Enya, how you doing? Good to see you. Sure.
I was just watching a video on YouTube. Uh, I was generating some content for the course, and I think I told you, Adam, I was able to get the copy of the recording of last Sunday's space, so that's great. I will be posting it so everybody can listen to it and can hear the things that we talk, and it was a very interesting space that we had. So
It was a great space. Yeah.
thank you very much. Yeah, the feedback that I got was very good, and I think it's very useful for people who wants to enter into this career and don't know what to do, and being able to have a place to. I mean, I don't consider myself an expert that I have an answer to all the questions to know. I'm always learning, but I can try to guide
None
people.
of us do, right? That's what we said last week, right?
Yeah, and we
No
all
one is an expert in everything. So
absolutely. And the fact is that if we are a group of people that we can complement each other, it's not me like that is hosting this space to solve to give answers to all the questions. I mean, we are a group of people that we all have different backgrounds, different knowledge, different experience, and we can all collaborate and share our knowledge and help others. So that's the key. I mean, it's not like I am here to be the person who has the answer to all the questions, because I am not. I do not. If I had the answer to all the questions, I don't think I would be here. I mean, and I don't know if there's anybody who has the answer to all the questions. I certainly doubt that.
maybe AI does. I don't know.
Maybe F society. F society. What if
Yeah.
F society comes to hack all of us?
Well, then we'll bring Mark in. And
Yeah, that kiddo.
already let him know that this is happening in Jack. So
Yeah, that's man. That was so disgusting. That attitude. That
I couldn't believe what I know what who mentioned it yesterday. I know what he's talking about exactly. They're actually going after him. They're going after unfortunately females on Twitter and other platforms. And this is emblematic, the name from Mr. Robot, of course. You know, you had Evil Corp, and then you had F Society, and but Mr. Robot is actually a very accurate show if you watch the whole thing.
yes, absolutely. I mean, it's the most accurate representation of what actually the hacking world is. For me, I mean, before Mr. Robot, what did we have? We have CSI Cyber, Scorpion, that was so. There were so silly shows where uh, everything was basically tracing somebody with the IP address and solving a case with that. But that is not the real hacking world and security world. The real hacking world is
Not anymore.
is attacking those servers and flying to data centers that are far away from where you work, and inside the data centers connect to the directly to the servers and shut down servers and grab the logs, and well, and basically the technical team that support the production of the show was, I don't know if you knew, it was the people from Hack 5, the people from Hack 5 that they
Of course, Barney. Yes, I just watched. Yeah, they were on set. So yeah.
yeah, and with that
I just
with that
mentioned it.
with that support, I mean the quality of the, I mean the recreation of the facts with that support of that people is really accurate, because those guys really know what's going on in the hacking world, what are the tools, what's the technology that is used, what's the real thing that's going on. So having that backup supporting the production is really a guarantee that what we are going to see is not something fiction that is invented, that is created. No, it's actually a representation of the reality, and all those tools that they use, the rubber ducky, uh, and so many other things.
Yeah, no, yeah, don't mention all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
You know,
it's really
because
really
the
amazing.
social engineering aspect of it and the devices, someone might not have to know much. So you have to be very careful on how we train people and what tools we let them have access to, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Hello, Shirab. Welcome. We are about to begin shortly. Hello, Christine. Christine, I have to ask you.
See you, Sherrod.
Christine, I have to ask you a favor. Could you please record this somehow, because I had some technical problems with another cellular that I was going to use to record it. If you can record it, it would be great. If not, it's not a problem, because I can later get the audio file from Twitter. But if you could record it now, it could be great, Christine. If not, it's okay. I am not sure if. Oh, she.
Well, I reached out to a couple people to make sure they're monitoring. So we don't have any bad actors, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Shash, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the trigger of these spaces. Hello, Joao, amigo. How are you, my friend from Colombia? Joao Pixels. I wonder if Pixels is your last name or not. That's just a joke. Joao runs a space about technology and other things in Spanish. He's really good. He's a great host, and well, accidentally I ended up in his space, and I ended up talking in one of his spaces about security, and he's a great guy. So welcome, Joao. It's a pleasure to have you here. And well, uh, we are going to begin. I don't know if Christine has microphone or not. If you don't, it's okay. No problem. And well, continuing. Well, first of all, I have the recording of the last space that we had last Sunday, so I will make it available soon, so that uh, that would be available for everybody in order to listen to that and be able to listen to all the things that we have talked about, which were very interesting. And well, before beginning, I would like to talk about all this part of entering into the info security career that are some things that are not related to technology, but are really important in order to succeed and to feel comfortable and be in an environment that is positive in any way, that is regarding the emotional intelligence that I consider people in information security in every field, but in particular in information security should handle, because the emotional intelligence is the ability that people have to recognize their emotions and the emotions of others, and discern between different feelings and live them appropriately, and use emotional information to guide thinking and behavior, and manage and adjust emotions to adapt to the environment and to achieve the goals that we are seeking. And it is very important in the information security field, because when we have when we are in a team that is in charge of security, we have different profiles, different people of different backgrounds, and we are all part of a team. That's something that is a key. We manage information security as a team. It's not a person who does all and is isolated in front of a computer. No. We are part of a team. We are part of an organization, and in many companies, it never happened to me, but I am aware that in many companies, teams are composed with people, and people have different personalities and feelings and ways of acting, and annoyance, apathy, hostility can appear in those teams. And when I don't know, when a project regarding security is about to begin, it's all about a group of people trying to get to a point where they get the results that are expected, and the people have to collaborate between each other in order to get those results. And the security teams should be very, very collaborative, and sometimes, unfortunately, there are toxic elements in those relationships, such as ego, politics, lack of technical expertise, lack of understanding of technical controls, for example, lack of thinking, lack of willingness to think outside the box for looking for solutions. So people can 10 to 10 users, they have to do something simply because it's policy, using fear, uncertainty, doubt, and try to convince people to do something and tell them, well, if you don't do this, we'll get hacked, and people might not be willing to accept innovative solutions to problems. And that's something that is very, very toxic and very harmful for the organization and for the team and for the members of the team that have to handle those situations that are not technical, but they affect the way they perform in their work, they affect their life, their mental health, and probably in those cases the results are going to be much harder to get than in another environment. So the topic of emotional intelligence is something that is not minor, and many people have had bad experience in security teams with regarding that. So the best way to approach this is with affection, courage, interest, trust, and to be part. When we are in a security team, we try to find solutions to problems, and in order to be part of the solution, we need to be collaborative, we need to be humble, we need to be willing to think outside the box. We need to be willing to think for solutions that are not trivial. I mean, they are creative, and successful security teams at companies help other unit, business, and department to meet their security goals instead of just telling them complex policies and technicalities. And successful security people are empathic to others, to the situations and their work, and you don't have to be a shark. I mean, sorry for the word. You have to control your anger, your jealousy that often appears in any team where people, I mean, it's all about people interacting. And when people interact, there are things that appear that are not part of the things that they are working for. There are personal things. It's like a competition, but they are all in the same team, and the competition should be to get the results the company expects to get, and that's the behavior that should be seeked. And I think in terms of a project manager of an implementation of an information security management system, the ability to handle those people a project manager of every team, of everything, has to have the ability to manage, to identify those patterns in personalities and those problems, and issue them promptly, and try to to find solutions to them. So I just wanted to talk about that before entering into other topics. Hello, Chris. Welcome. Chris is a person that is he's in love with uh, spaces here in Twitter. I want him to participate in this kind of spaces, even though he's not into information security. He can be of great help uh, in other ways. So welcome, Chris. And well, uh, where's my friend from? Okay, Shash, would you like to? Okay, first, Shash, I would like to ask you about the feedback about the other Sunday space that we have. How was it? Hi, philosopher. Can you turn off your microphone, please, if you are not? Thank you. Shash?
Yes, Alberto sir. I'm right here. I'm sorry I had to rejoin the space because I had this network issue here. So sorry about that.
No
So
problem.
yes, yes, I was understanding the concepts of emotional intelligence and the certain other prospects that that you just discussed here. Uh, Yes, so that was very informative for me, and which was something really new for me. So I'll definitely I have just noted all those stuff, and I'll definitely be working on that part. And I really want to thank you for the information that you provided me on the last space that you hosted, and it has been really proven helpful for me because then I was able to share some of the insights to my batchmates out there in my college, and even my faculties were amazed that I'm really working hard to be infosec professional, and they were glad that I'm actually into it, and I'm actually building a network outside of the community wherein I'm trying to get the knowledge of the things what is happening in the industry, and they my faculties and my university, I mean like my colleagues as well, thank you for providing such the valuable insights. So a big thank you to you, sir. And I would want everyone to know here that Alberto sir is doing very, I mean, he's doing very well right now. He's guiding everyone who wants to provide, I mean, who wants to enter the field of cybersecurity. So I mean, he really provides valuable inputs, and you must adhere to his instruction in case you are willing to looking for that domain. So that's all I have to say, sir, as of now. And I've already put up my questions before this space up to you. So I won't be taking much of the time here. And a big thank you, a big thank you. That's all what I can say. And you people, Adam, Alberto sir, Chirag Patel, would you would I would always keep you in my heart for provide for I mean like showing me the good path, how to be a professional, and how can I align my interests to in this field, and what things to be taken care of. So I thank you everyone. That's all I have as if now. Yes, thank you for giving me a chance.
Well, thank you very much for your kind words. They really mean a lot to me. And basically, I am the one who has to thank you for starting this, giving me the motivation to start this space. And I really enjoy sharing my experience and what I know. That as I was telling, I do not know everything. I do not have the answers to all the questions, but I enjoy helping other people trying to uh, build a career or and solve problems into entering into a career such as cybersecurity based on my experience. on what I have been in this field for a long time, and I am learning all the time. And also with these spaces, I learn from you guys. I learn from everybody, from the experience of everybody. So it also helps me. So it's me who is really thankful for this, and I do this because I really enjoy uh, trying being able to help somebody. uh, it's not anything else. That's my motivation. It's just that, and if I can help somebody, that makes me feel good. It's something that uh, I mean, I think that if anybody can help other people with anything that they know and the other people don't know, or guide somebody, we should do it, because we can always be on the other side, and we can always be the person who is willing to be guided and to get answers, and to know the path that they should walk in order to get what they want. And it's always nice to have somebody open to explain, and to listen, and to explain other people how to achieve their dreams and their goals. And Shash has obviously showed that he's feeling a passion for this, and I think everybody here feels passion for the field like I do. I mean, I have felt the passion since I was a child. So for me, cybersecurity it's part of me. Uh, I cannot imagine my life without being in cybersecurity. That for me is something I cannot conceive. So anyway, well, Shash asked, sent me a question before beginning, and it was about um, it was about well, he has an MBA, uh, and he asked me basically um what are the things that company look for when they hire an MBA in information security domain. Well, nowadays companies are are not looking. They don't focus on people that are 100% with the profile of an information security professional to enter into their teams of security. And the teams, in order to solve problems, the best thing is to have teams that have different profiles of people with different backgrounds, with different views, and that way the problems they have to solve can be seen by different eyes, and the solutions can be achieved in a very interesting way. So companies are looking for not only people that has MBAs, that has those people have knowledge of how to manage business, how the processes of the business work, and things that are not related to technology, but security involves everything. And if you know if you know about the business, if you know how the business work, unlike somebody who only configures servers and knows nothing about the core of the company, or the processes of the company, that's a plus. Having somebody with that formation in a team, it's very positive. I had posted on the Nest uh, a video that it says how to pick your cybersecurity career path, and it's an interview with Alisa Miller, and she mentions that one of her best digital forensics investigation in a team that she worked in was a psychologist, and that person had the ability to understand the the personality and aspects of things that technical people were not able to understand or to see, and that person was the best uh, human resource in that field, in that company where she worked. Uh, and she said also, if she had to hire somebody for a certain position in cybersecurity, and she had to choose between a technical profile and somebody with a degree in English, she would choose the person who has the degree in English, because that person would probably be able to uh, write documents, documentation, express properly, and have skills that somebody who is completely technical lacks of that knowledge or skills. And that's something that is very positive, because it opens the door to people that at certain point of their career, for example, you that you have an MBA, you decide to have a major in cybersecurity. Well, it's not like you are too late for that. No, no, you have skills that makes a difference, that are a plus, that differentiate you from the rest, and can really be useful and very desired in a company to have you in a team like that. The thing is that uh, you can also, going back to the part of the teams and emotions and uh, emotional intelligence. I am. This is my perception. I haven't been in a team with this problem, but if somebody with an MBA or another degree enters into a security team where I work, and I am the technical one, there will probably be some kind of egos and some kind of jealousy, saying, okay, this person who has an MBA knows nothing about security, and I am the one who really knows about that. So maybe being integrated in that team of security can can eventually be complicated. That's something that I visualize. I haven't lived, but it's a possibility. I mean, you will have to understand that that might happen to you. You might enter into a team that does not really accept you or visualizes as somebody who has value, just because of the ego of other people, and not being humble, and not being able to be open to understand that we can all give value. Hello, Stella. Uh, k- k-
Hi, Alberto.
how
Hi,
are
Alberto.
how are you? Can you please turn off the speaker for a while, because it's we get noise. Thank you very much. Then you can ask anything that you want. Uh, so that's something to take into account, that being into a team for the first time when you enter into a company might be complicated in those terms. So you will have to deal with that, but deal with that just being humble. If they don't think that you are valuable, just show them with your actions, with uh, being good at emotional intelligence. You will beat those that are bad at emotional intelligence, and you will solve those obstacles that might eventually appear. uh, that's what I think. So regarding again your question about the MBA, I think you are a very a profile that is very valuable for a company in information security. So that's the answer to the question. If I had a company, I would a big company, and I had to build a security team. I would surely have a profile like you, and many other profiles apart from those that are the technical gurus in technology. And well, there are also people that hackers or cybersecurity professionals normally are introverted. They lack of social skills. They are shy. They have problems to communicate. We were talking about Mr. Robot with Adam, which is a perfect example of somebody who lacks completely of social skills. And that's the profile of people that are great at hacking, but they are great at hacking, but they are not so good at handle uh, social situations or dealing with social skills. And so it's important to have people that are able to have that communication between the teams and the end users, because uh, the the people that are the the employees of a company that needs security, those people will not understand somebody who is technical and goes to them and tells them that they have to use double factor authentication, or they will get hacked, or they will have to use digital signature to sign the documents, because otherwise it would be insecure. No, they need another approach. They need to be they need a communication in plain English in order to understand why the things are being done and how the things should be done. So uh, normally a cybersecurity professional, a hacker, to call it that way. I mean, I want to give the image of a hacker who is in front of a Kali Linux console all day, all night, without sleeping, and obsessed with security and finding vulnerabilities. Well, that person can only talk to a Kali Linux console, but can hardly talk to another person next to him. Uh, uh, so the profile of a person who is able to transmit uh, all the things involved in an information security management system to the end users is really really important, and it's really required. It's something that is a must. So just also ask me another question that was uh, basic things that are must to learn for cybersec domain. Well, that's something that is a very the answer is very wide. And what do you need to learn depends on what role do you want to reach in information security. In your case, you mentioned last Sunday that you wanted to focus on web application security. That sets certain things that you should learn in order to, I mean, you should really be good at programming if you want to do that. It cannot be imagine somebody who works in security of applications that doesn't know how to program. That's something that is unreal. So you have to really be good at that. Somebody who is trying to be good at in physical configuring servers, hardening servers, and that should have deep knowledge of operating systems. Uh, Otherwise, it's impossible to to work in that field. Uh,
Alberto,
yes, yes,
I will say 100%. Also, um it's not just about being, someone who cares, but like I'll tell you 100% for me. Personally, I care about children a lot. So when it comes to cyber information, I care for children. If someone is below the age of 18, leave them alone. Like for me, it's a thing where honestly, I can literally, like, I can see online when people are being pedophiles, and I don't like it.
yes.
So my question to you, Alberto, is then should I go after these people? Because I think, like, for me, I'm lucky because I also have parents who work in, the military in Kenya, and they're good people. Now in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe now I should go after these people.
Well, that's a very interesting question. I mean, my first after being graduating from college, that I got my degree in as a computer engineer. My first job was as a computer was in computer forensics for criminal case involving child pornography. Um, and it's something that for me was a great experience to work, but the things that I had to see were not very nice. So it's it's something that is complicated. Mm, the fact is that uh, who uh, who am I to, I mean, if I'm aware of a situation where child pornography pedophile is present, I think that the common sense is that we should report that to the law enforcement. I mean, we should not try to do anything by ourselves. That's my point of view, my the way I think. We should not get involved into trying to s- to to solve that problem or to get to those people. We should just report them because we are not law enforcement. There are laws that are
Right.
involved in all that, and we eventually might enter into trouble if we do certain things by ourselves. In order, I know, I understand that when we see those things, we really are upset, and we really are disgusting, and we really are angry, and we really want to go after those people, and we really want to do things to those people.
Right.
But that's not the way. uh, and we should follow certain rules, and maybe it's not the best way. Maybe I don't know, but my recommendation is to report that and not be part of the solution or resolution of that issue. we might end up in trouble, and those who are guilty of those crimes should be punished by the justice, not by us. And,
Yeah.
and and
No.
and another thing, sometimes it's very frustrating when we do report that to law enforcement, and the law enforcement is unable or cannot or do not want to get involved, or they do not put the energies, or they do not pay the attention that it should be paid to those cases, and they just don't do what they are supposed to do, and you are aware of the situation and you see that nothing is happens. That's very frustrating, and that's something that happens. I know that it's something that happens, that we report something to the police and the police does nothing. But we can we have to manage our emotional intelligence and try to be strong. Of course, I am talking from the theory, but what if that happens to, if I had a child that was a victim of that? I would probably be saying this, but I would be doing something else. You have to be on the shoes of each situation is different, but in general terms, report that. It's not your work to solve the problem. It's your work to report the problem if you are a witness of that kind of situation.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you, Alberto. But no, but for me, if the justice systems are not working, then what do you do?
Well, in I
And you said report, and do what you can do to report. But for me, how I look at it is like now, if you report and nothing is happening, then what do you do?
well,
That's me.
that's sad. It's sad, but I think it's normal that nothing happens when you report them. Uh, in particular, in Uruguay, uh, we are the law enforcement, unless they get a report from another country with all the information about certain group of people or a person that is involved in child pornography, because it's transmitting or dealing with child pornography internationally, and they have identified the person. They just send the IP address to Uruguay, and that's the only way the Interpol can ask the ISP for the name of the person, and they go after him. That's the only thing the police can do in computer-related crimes in Uruguay. They cannot.
Now, but now Uruguay. Can I just say something, Alberto?
Yes, sure.
Not Uruguay. Now Uruguay should now hire people like us, because me I go after the person.
So,
Like for me, it's no longer about justice system. It's not about the justice system. Now for me, it's like if I can prove that you as a person are a child's, like you go after children, then now for me, I want to go after you myself.
I understand that. I understand that completely. And if I had, as I told you, if I had a son that was a victim of that, uh, I would probably not be doing what I'm saying, because emotion feelings would uh, take me and take control of me, and I will probably do things that are very bad in order to protect my beloved ones. And one thing is the theory, and another thing is living the situation. And I agree with that. So it's it's an ethical and philosophical situation where I understand your point, and I think that the best thing that could happen is that the police should take seriously those cases and act. Unfortunately,
Right.
it's not happening. It's not happening. But what if you do something? I mean, we have groups such as Anonymous, where in cases of that kind, Anonymous goes after the person and they dox them and they really destroy them. Sometimes they grab the wrong person and they destroy the life of somebody who is innocent. But there are groups that
No, but that's why I don't want to be part of Anonymous. Really, I don't want to be part of Anonymous.
no, I mentioned in certain high profile cases that are very notorious and they behave that way. Uh, it's I mean in the case I don't know of Amanda Todd, if you know that girl that commits suicide because somebody was committing extortion with her, asking her for nude pictures, and the teenager ended up committing suicide because she couldn't cope with the situation, and Anonymous traced the person who was behind all that, and they doxed him. Uh, those were
I want no, I want to go after people like that for sure. But what I'm just telling you is 100%. Number one, I don't want to be part of. Also, like Anonymous is also a group where, like, I agree with some things, but I don't agree with everything they say.
yeah,
You know?
it's like everything. I mean, uh, in any group, they have their philosophy, their values, their way of thinking, of acting, and you can agree with some points, and you cannot agree with others. Uh,
Right.
you're a person who is free to have your own beliefs and your own values, and they don't have I mean you don't have to be perfectly aligned with some group does or says. I mean, you can disagree in some points, you can have some points in common. uh,
Alberto, I'll tell you 100% that for me, I agree maybe with 40% of what Anonymous says. Now there's another whole 55-60% that I don't agree with.
well, I do not have any opinion regarding Anonymous. I'm not saying my position regarding them. I am not affiliated to any group.
I'm not
uh,
I'm not affiliated. Please, I hope people on this space don't look at me and say I'm part of Anonymous.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no, no, no. That's clear. No, that's more than clear, Stella. That's more than clear. That I mean, and even if you were, that's not a problem. Everybody is free to be part of whatever they want to be part. But that's not the issue. The point is that. Uh, I mentioned Anonymous just as an example of a group of people that solved the situation that you were mentioning that law enforcement couldn't solve. Well, this group solved in some way. That's the only thing that I'm not saying they are good, they are bad, that I agree with them or not. I don't have any public position regarding any organization of hackers or activists.
But me, I will tell you, Alberto, that 100%. Me, I'll fight people who just don't work to protect children. Like, I will literally fight them.
Well, yeah, you're probably a mother, right?
No, I'm not. Imagine I'm not.
Okay.
In fact, Like when I have a baby, it's gonna be very protected.
Yes, that's wonderful because nowadays that's something that like the parents of the kids of this generation, not yeah, this generation probably are not prepared to to protect their kids, their teenagers in this new world that is not the world that they were. I mean, the parents didn't grow in a world with internet, social media, but they have children, teenagers that
Right.
social media is part of their lives, and how can they guide or protect their children in a world that they are not aware of, that they do not understand? The fathers need to be uh, uh, need to have the awareness, need to be instructed on how to teach their kids and how to behave in order to protect them and give them instructions on and rules on how to use technology in order to be safe, because right now you connect to the internet, you create a profile in Facebook if you are a teenager, and you are constantly being attacked by predators that are looking after those profiles, trying to get uh, to abuse of them, actually meet them actually in people and rape them and do terrible things with them, and they are destroying those teenagers psychologically, and those victims of those attacks that are started in social media have consequences that are forever, and might end up in suicide, as the case of Amanda Todd, for example, which is not the only case. There are a lot of cases that we know and a lot of cases that we do not know. And it destroys a teenager is somebody who is building the personality, is somebody who is growing, and uh, is being destroyed by somebody who is an adult that knows how to uh, manipulate somebody psychologically, how to uh, make the person do things that they shouldn't
That's
done.
good. And
I'm sorry to interrupt you, people. Am I audible, sir? Alberto, sir?
Yeah,
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I want I wanted to share a story regarding the same topic, Alberto, sir. I mean, it's my personal story, what I had been through, and how I got here. So, with your permission, if you permit, I would like to share that in terms of good parenting and what problems do students or the kids get through while being on the path of this growth. So, with your permission.
of course. Go ahead, Shash. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So it all began back in 2011, wherein I passed. I was in standard 10th, so I was a very good kid. And in India, we have this board, education board, who takes the 10th standard examination. So I scored 97.79 percentile rank. I was just good at studies. I didn't knew how the actual world functioned in terms of emotional or in terms of smartness. I was just a bookworm, I would say. So my parents didn't allow me to to get that exposure. They just wanted me to cover. They just wanted me to focus on the study, and they didn't wanted me to get the glimpse of the outer world and what is going around. So I belong to a very small town. It's basically like the outskirts of a big town. So here people are jealous of people. I mean, they don't get happy seeing other growing, and so politics started to happen, and then I it led me towards the bad company, I would say. And slowly and gradually I lost all my interest in studies. I was kicked out of home. I stayed out for 8 years. I struggled very hard to meet my this and I struggled very hard to meet my end needs, and I started working in a call center, and I rebuilt my life. I got into one of the premier institution once again, and that is what my story is. And they took me back in, and my parents are too much proud of me this day, because I did something which was next to impossible. So I would based on my experience, I would say, give your give your kids that exposure which is needed. Give them that learning which the street smart kid has. You need to give a lot of time to them, be it on weekend or whenever it is. You just need to give them a lot of time. You you need to you need to explain them small moments wherein they are being mugged up by emotional intelligence, such as in someone got their work done by covering them with the emotions, and then they leave them, which leads a very bad impact on the kids psychology. So you need to make them understand the reality of the world in the very early stage, that everyone is going to leave you at one or the other day. But if you are successful, you will always have people around you. So that is what I wanted to share, and that is what I feel should be done in terms of parenting and keeping your child safe. You should give them each and every knowledge about the bad thing and the good thing. And very first things first, don't try to look after them at every aspects of life, in their every aspects of personal life. But whenever you feel something is going wrong, you must be the one who should understand that very first, and you should nurture them, and you should tell them in such a way that they don't feel bad about it, and they even start respecting you more. So whenever they will have this kind of situation or scenarios, they will be the first who would come to you to share those things. So yes, thank you for giving me a chance. I wanted to put this
Yes,
advertisement.
this is a very interesting topic, and it really interests me a lot. And I'm also willing to create a space for parents in order to teach them about how they should uh, handle the way they allow their kids to use technology to be protected. So I would really love to create spaces for parents, and teach them the basics that they should know about the risk of uh, technology for their kids, and then how to approach their kids in order to teach them uh, how to be protected in a way that is not being seen as the parents are the bad guys that do not allow them to do this or this or this. No, to build a trust relationship between the parents and the kids, and together and focus and face the problem in a good way. But okay, it's nothing is foolproof. There No matter how much prepared the parents are, no matter how prepared the kids are, anything can eventually happen, like insecurity. No matter how good prepared you are, something bad can happen, and we have to be aware of that. And if that happens, well, we have also have to know how to cope with that, and how to mitigate the consequences of being a victim of those kind of of situations. So it can happen to anybody. I mean, it can happen to all of us. Yes, Stella?
Well, Alberto, can I speak?
Yes,
Yes.
sure.
I will tell you 100%. Me myself, um, I'm a victim of abuse. So whenever I talk, saying, like protecting children, protecting, especially like girls, I come from a very personal space. That things have happened to me, and so we need to protect those girls, we need to protect women. Like I come from that point of view. So I hope everyone else also just listens to me and not, and also knows that I'm coming from a very personal space. That's all.
Well, that's the point. I mean, when I was telling you that my answer to your initial question was such answer that was go to the law enforcement and follow that channel. I told you that's my that's my answer, being neutral and seeing the situation from outside. But if I see the situation, if I am part of that situation, as in your case, if I was abused, I would probably see things completely different. I would probably do not trust at all law enforcement, and I would probably approach the problem in a very different way. And I would probably use my skills and my knowledge to. I, it's horrible, but to say to seek for revenge or to seek for justice in my own hands, because uh, one thing is to tell what you are supposed to say from outside, but another thing is to live a situation of being abused, of you having your children being abused. That changes the scenario, and that's a different story. So yes, I understand you completely. And and tell me, Stella, uh, what in your case you will obviously will not go to law enforcement in these cases. What would you do eventually to deal with this situation? What would be your approach? Because I would actually not be, I would not lie. I would like to kill those people. Sorry, guys, for telling this, but uh, I'm a human being, and
No,
I
I'm not trying to kill anyone. I'm not trying to kill anyone because for me it's a place where, can I tell you 100%, guys, that for me I've learned peace, and I've got it only from the God that I believe in. The God that I believe in has said, choose peace. And I've calmed down. I don't have any negative intent towards people, not at all. Because God has told me, choose peace. However, I will tell you, I will tell you that at the end of the day, there's so many other girls who need to be saved. And we need to figure out, how are we saving girls? How are we doing it? Thank you.
no problem. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Uh, that's something that makes us uh, think a lot. And yeah, I didn't mean I would kill them. I would basically kill them in a figured situation. I would destroy them in a not killing them, but I would make them. Uh, I would use my skills to make them not have a nice life. I mean, but everybody has its own beliefs, religious beliefs, and other background that makes them behave in certain way. But the fact is that I think we all want to protect. We all do not want this situation to happen, and we all really disapprove these kind of situations, and we all think that this shouldn't happen, and something must be done in order to protect the people and to avoid these situations. The truth is that these situations happens because sick people are out there, and it's going to keep happening. And how we act to that, well, it depends on what part of the problem we are. If we are inside the situation, if we are outside, mm, uh, I don't know. It's complicated, and it doesn't. There is no answer to say this is the right way, this is the wrong way. Uh, I don't judge people. I mean, for their actions, their decisions. It's not me who has to judge anybody. Uh, I just want to say that I really disapprove, and I do not tolerate those situations of abuse, and nobody should. And it's something that I have to make clear that I don't have the answer to to say this is the way to treat that, but I just want to say that that shouldn't happen, and I wish I could. I really wish I could help to avoid those situations, but I can't. I mean, uh, I have lived in a situation where trying to help, I ended up in prison. So seeing things from my shoes, it's another perspective. I mean, uh, I was trying to help some a hundred of thousands of people medical reports, and I ended up in prison for being accused of hacking a medical provider. And I was just trying to help. So maybe if you are trying to help in another situations, such as a child abuse situation, who knows what might happen to you? I don't know. Things are very wicked and can turn really weird. So what you do and the consequences of your actions can be something that are crazy. So you just have to act, to do something. What you do is up to you, and you have to accept the consequences of your actions. That's it. I mean, and I respect your experience. I'm sorry that you had to live that terrible situation of abuse. Uh, Never should have happened, and I really have to acknowledge your 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 human the way you are as a human being, and your philosophy of uh, not not trying to kill them, as I said. That's really respectful, and that's really says a lot about you.
No, it's just choose kindness. How I look at it is choose kindness. That's all.
Well, we need more people like you. We need more people like you here in this world. We need more people like you. That's it. Society would be much different with people that thinks the way you think, and people who try to help more and more. I think the worst thing that we can experience is being aware of a problem and not doing anything. Not doing anything is probably the worst thing that we can do. The worst option we can do when we see a problem is not doing anything. We have to I think that's what I think, that being aware of a problem, you have to do something, or you are part of the problem. And I don't want to be a part of any problem. I want to be a part of a solution, not a part of a problem. That's my personal point of view regarding these issues and these complicated issues that you brought into this conversation. So, guys, anyone wants to add anything? Anybody? Any comments? Any experience?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Princess.
Oh, I don't know if you saw my hand raising. I didn't want to interrupt. But like something similar happened to me when I was a kid. So I had an idea that because I look really young, I'm 27, but I look like I'm probably like 15, and so I wanted to like help like the police where I live like catch predators. So I called them and asked them, and they said no. I kept pressing them though. Like I said, can you talk to your supervisor? And you're like, okay, I'll call you back and let you know. And then he didn't, so I called him back, and then they basically said no, they're not allowed to have like civilians or something. And I said, what if I was gonna do it anyway? And he said, well, I knew, how did I know you were gonna say that? And I was like, well, because like you guys aren't really doing anything. And he's like, well, you can help the victims. And I was like, no, that's not the point. I don't want there to be any more victims. Like I want to like stop it at the source.
Right.
And he was like, well, if you did it and something were to happen, we'd have to take all of your like devices. And I was like, obviously I wouldn't use my regular devices. Like, I'm not stupid. And he was like, you can get in trouble. And I was like, that's why I'm calling you to ask you to help me help you. And it was so irritating. And like, I still want to do it because it happens every day, but it's just like I don't really know.
Look up the history of the cyber angels before you decide to move forward with that. It's one word, cyber angels.
Okay. Even though, like, honestly, I don't think anything can change my.
I understand, but you can't actually get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. I live in I live in Canada, so it's.
Princess, like in my own opinion, I think people just go after children because they're so unprotected. You know?
Yeah.
And
like,
and it hurts me. It hurts me a lot. It hurts me a lot. Because people are ruining young people's lives for no reason.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Like, I'm a teacher in training to become a Montessori teacher, and like that would be part of the things that I teach my kids. Like, hey, you don't know who's behind the screen, you know, and you need to be safe, and like show them how to do that, and ensure that they're safe. Like, you know, be a part of their life and get to actually know them. And I feel like that's what's really lacking, is the lack of involvement from parents nowadays. But as a teacher, I would feel obligated to do that. It would be my responsibility to keep my kids safe.
Yeah, and I think parents honestly need to come to the table and keep their kids safe. Because now you're in a situation where anyone can take advantage of your kids. You know? And there are a lot of people out here who are good people. It's fine. But then now there's also other people who are not safe. They're not safe people. You know?
Yeah.
And so how I look at it now is please keep your kids safe now, because you don't know what kind of person is coming after your kids. Really, you don't know. And so for me, it's like, just protect your children, please.
Yeah, I don't have kids myself, but when I'm a teacher, like it's gonna be part of the things that I teach them because I think it's important, and we don't teach that. Um, like it's not what I really
No,
wanted to do, but like they wouldn't help me do it, and honestly, I would still do it. I don't.
and also I'll tell you myself, Princess, even myself, I don't have kids, but I care for children a lot. Like, it's like whenever someone is going after kids, in my head, it's like I can't compute.
Yeah,
I feel
same. And like even like with Yemen and stuff, like it drives me crazy. Like I don't understand. I can't comprehend like at
yeah.
all.
Would
And
why would someone go after an innocent child? Why?
yeah, or in
Sorry. I am muted. Sorry. Go ahead speaking. Sorry, I mute accidentally.
No worries. No worries.
yeah, I don't know. I
Um,
think it's important. Like kids are, I feel less safe nowadays than they have ever been.
Yeah,
they're the least safe.
and I actually have to add, for me, I feel the need to protect not only children but everybody who is in a vulnerable situation. That might be a children, it might be a woman, it might be somebody old, somebody who lacks of certain knowledge, or
Has a
anybody who is vulnerable.
disability. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
Hmm.
anybody who is vulnerable, I feel the need to protect those people because they are target of those predators, those scammers, those sharks, those bad guys, and I feel the need to give them support and give, I don't know, I feel the need to do something in any case of a vulnerable situation, not to mention kids that are the most vulnerable case.
I agree. I agree.
I don't know. I like, yeah. Well, I guess when I say kids, I mean everyone. We're all like the children of Mother Earth, right? And we all deserve a degree of protection. Um, but I feel
Yeah,
like people aren't doing that, and it's not okay. And
it's not okay.
I just, yeah, it just hurts inside, right?
I I cry for children. Like, how people treat children is like, it's so weird to me that someone will treat children with, with discontent, with just bad behavior. For me, I look at children, I'm like, no, you can't treat a child like that. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Because
Mm-hmm.
abs- absolutely.
yeah, I don't like when people mistreat children. No.
I don't like when people mistreat old elder people. Uh, I just don't like when people mistreat other people that are more vulnerable than them, because that's an abuse, and uh, uh, it's it's something that I see so unfair, that you have certain power I mean, to call it somehow certain power, which is not power, but you make use of your you being in a better position to try to get advantage of other people, and that's not fair.
Right. It's not fair. Not at all.
Yeah. Well, Chris here is a podcaster that he's looking for stories that are touching, that are really emotional, and maybe Chris, between these stories that we are hearing, you can contact any of the people here, and you can uh, make something. I mean, you can relate the stories more in detail based on these situations that are so emotional, so that really touches the hearts of the people, Chris. I don't know if Chris is here, but the topic that you brought, Stella, is very very interesting. So thank you for having brought up uh, to the
It
conversation.
it was just very personal. Like for me,
Hi, Crazy.
no, for me, the minute you go after children, the minute you go after young girls and women, that's something I can't respect. You know, like I hate it on a very personal level.
Yes, absolutely, and it can happen to if you have a kid that is 12 years old and he's shy, introvert, he can be a victim of cyberbullying uh, perfectly, just because he's with that personality. Uh, People will try to to treat them bad, to treat him bad, and that's not tolerable.
Yeah, I agree. But also you're saying him as if it can't be a her. Me have been in so many situations where it's now a young girl and it's very problematic. It can be very problematic.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's a topic where I would really like to have somebody who is in the field of psychology, or somebody who is able to understand that. I mean, I am from this. I'm a hacker. I was telling my point of view regarding all this, but it would be really interesting to have somebody with the formation of psychology, or somebody who is able to speak more with competence regarding these issues that are very complex. Uh, because I'm not the perfect person to give advices, or I mean, I just give my opinion. So, okay, so anybody, Christine, do you have anything to add? What do you think
I
about?
do. It for an hour, and you have somewhere you need to be.
Yeah, but this was very interesting. The topic that we touched was not planned, but it was very interesting. Uh, so I'm really glad that Stella brought that up. Uh, and anyway, anybody wants to add anything to this? Any comment? Adam, Chris, Christine, or anybody else?
I'll add this. It's very difficult because we're in different countries and we all have different laws. And from the United States point of view, we're trying to get a law passed that, I mean, even to this day, it's very difficult to trace down hackers, or someone that does something abusive, as Stella was speaking of. Princesses in Canada, as she mentioned. So this is a worldwide problem, and this is why a team is extremely important. You have to have people that can speak from the psychological point of view, from the security point of view, from the law enforcement point of view, and that's maybe why getting where you started, Alberto, perhaps why a team is so important. I look at a team like, this was an analogy that I learned a very long time ago, like a salad. And a salad, you have carrots, you have tomatoes, you have lettuce. Each one of us is a vegetable that contributes to health. But no one has every answer to every unfortunately every question that might be brought up. I understand, and what you're saying, Stella. I understand what you're saying. So I'm hoping that laws will be passed and that they will catch up with the technology that exists. And I believe that will happen. But until then, as Alberto said, he was in prison because he tried to do the right thing. So Stella, you might not want to take something into your own hands. That's not probably advisable. I would not advise that and taking it into your own hands. But everyone has to make their own decision, and I think that Alberto, I think we could find someone that could speak from a behavioral standpoint, a psychological standpoint, that's also very, aware of the cyber area. And of course, knowing each country and the laws that are present in these countries, that makes it even more difficult, because we don't have a worldwide law that stops, children from being hurt. That like, if it happens in one country, and then we can then say, okay, the U.S. is going to come in, or South Korea is going to come in, or Uruguay, or wherever. But this is where the emotional intelligence that Alberto was talking about, it is one of the most, probably the toughest things that we see online, when people hurt, and as Alberto mentioned, it's really anybody. It's children, it's females, of course, but it's also just, we're all humans at the end of the day, and we all need, we all want that protection. And when we see this, that means we have empathy. And if we have empathy, we have the ability to feel what other people are feeling. And if you've been a victim yourself, then it makes it even harder, of course. But taking the law into your own hand, in your own hands, usually does not turn out well. unfortunately. Because what's weird is the law enforcement might not go after a hacker or someone who's exploiting somebody, but they might go after the person who took the law into their own hands. So just be very, very careful. And let's hope that the laws catch up to where we're at and try to, let's hope that a team, eventually is assembled through Interpol. But again, we're talking about so many different countries, and it becomes very difficult at that point. So my point is not to give no hope. My point is to say I believe hope is coming. I believe that justice will come. I just believe that you don't want to end up in prison, so to speak, for doing something because you were. It's understandable why someone could be emotional about this particular topic. Of course, I am myself. I want to do something every day, but we have to work within the confines, unfortunately, of the structure of each state, each country, each province, each area that we live in, to try to find justice. Because without that, you might find yourself as the person that actually, if you're crippling them digitally, let's say, you become the person that they are. So, but I do understand your passion, Stella and Princess, of course. But we have to work within the confines of the law. I'd be curious what Carl would have to say about this if he had any more time. Or I see Princess raising her hand. I hear you after Alberto, so I don't know if you
Now,
have
I would like to say one thing. Despite all these things that are completely, I mean, I agree 100% regarding hoping that law enforcement can improve and we can be in a better situation to treat these things. The most important thing to do is to talk about these things, not to shut up. I mean, to let the world know that these things happen, not like in the past that people used to hide these things because they were ashamed or they felt no. We have to talk about these things, the things that are happening. Talking is the key. I mean, it's the best thing that we can do right now is to create awareness of these things that are happening and make people that have not been victims of these kind of things and think that these things cannot happen to them, to make them know that yes, they can happen to them, they can be victim of this, and let them know these things happens. And when you are a victim of this, speak, talk, don't shut up. Okay, maybe law enforcement will help you, but don't shut up. Just speak, share your story, let people know what your situation is, and that will help others. And talking is the key to finding solutions to problems and to making changes in systems that are not they have flaws. So speak, talk, don't hide the situations. Stella, it's really wonderful that you are open to this. Princess, really wonderful. I mean, this is what I think it should be done. Is don't shut up. Speak about these topics because it's important. Speak. Don't shut up. Carl, do you want to speak or say something?
Oh,
Please.
I was also just gonna say that also the internet's kind of a new thing, and they haven't really been putting laws around it, because when it first came out, there's like that set of laws, but there's no like new set, and like there's like so many gray areas and like loopholes, and it's, I don't know, the whole thing I guess just needs to be.
Yeah, we are basically in, as I said, the parents of those people that are teenagers now were growth in a context where there was no internet. The scenario was different, and nobody taught them how to behave in a social network or on the internet. They have children now that are constantly connected on the internet, and the parents uh, are not prepared to they do not know how to handle that. This is a new situation. In a future generation it will be different, because those guys that are teenagers now will be fathers in a near future, and they will be able to teach their children how to behave, and will be ready to be, let's call it, good parents in that sense, because they would have lived that. This is a new era. It's something that is new, and it's a new scenario where parents are just not prepared, because they didn't live that when they were children. But those who are children now will be prepared, probably, to be better parents, to say it somehow, in when they are in the future. Yes, this is completely new. Laws has to be have laws. They have to be corrected, improved.
And they need to be worldwide.
Yes,
Like, it's
yes,
WWW, not from just one
absolutely.
country. So yeah.
Absolutely,
Sorry.
absolutely. And well, in the case of child pornography traffic, I am aware, and it's a fact that the law enforcement is working together. But we are talking about uh, groups of organized people that traffic with child pornography. They produce child pornography in great proportions. We are talking about big fishes, and they go after them, and they trace them, and they make a lot of procedures and investigations, and they catch those groups. They catch many of them. But when it comes to particular situations, punctual situations, uh, your situation, the situation, I don't know, of your neighbor, it's not the same. They do not, I feel, I have the perception, they just do not care. They just, I don't know, they really leave me the taste that they have a lot to do that they don't do. But that's the case of particular situations. In the case of organized crimes, of networks, of treating with child pornography, the situation is different, and the Europol, Interpol, FBI, they work, and they catch those groups, and because the technology is out there, the knowledge is out there, the human resources, the skills of the people that are behind those investigations are available, but they are only used to those cases, to those big profile cases. I don't know, maybe it's for the media, maybe it's because they want to appear on the cover of the newspaper, that they could uh, capture a network of 50 people that were trafficking with child pornography. I don't know what the reason is, but they do not put the same effort on a particular case of somebody who is unknown. That's my perception. Okay. So anyway,
It's a very tough subject, and it it is true that the less known unfortunately are not always uh given the same attention. So this, if you're not in the cyber field, this is a reason that you might want to get into it. If you are into the cyber field, this might be a reason why you might want to contribute, let's say, 10 hours a week to helping, pass laws, give information, collect the information, there are multiple ways you can work in the confines of the laws, even though cyber criminals do not. And when it comes to hurting people, that is the worst. It's very difficult to discuss because it's so bad. But we just talking about it, like Alberto said, our voice is much stronger than anything else there is. And I commend you, Alberto, for holding the space. And I'm appreciative that you let me speak. And I'm appreciative of everyone in here. So thank you. And if anyone else has anything else to contribute, I don't know what Alberto's
I
schedule.
got something to contribute.
yes, go ahead,
Great.
CS.
Hey, Alberto, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just wondering what this group's about.
Oh, well, basically it's about cybersecurity, but we were talking about uh, child abuse and how to behave when law enforcement is not being able to deal with cases of that kind. How do we behave? What are the the paths that we can take in order to prevent those things from happening, and to what to do when those things happen. We were discussing about that. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely understand you. There's a lot of things that can be done for sure.
Yeah. Do you have something to comment about regarding this problem, this issue? No, he probably didn't have anything to say. Okay. So thank you guys. It was a pleasure to have you here. I think that okay, somebody else wants to speak. Okay, Gideon, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hi everyone. Um, I've just been listening to what you've been saying and what everyone has been contributing. Yeah, I do like the view you're coming from, Alberto. Like, um, I do believe that in the nearest future, one of the biggest problems that the world will be facing is the issue of security. And with the amount of data and information that is out there, people actually have to feel secure eventually, because even at this point, so many people are already taking lots of advantage over this information and all those kind of things. So one of the things you spoke about was like about the trafficking issue, how the federal government and the FBI and all these people are working together to fight big cases. But when it comes to people that, like our neighbors and our friends, how secure are they when issues arise or when their rights are being infringed upon? I wanted to ask you a question. Sorry, I'm cooking. I wanted to ask you a question. What do you think could be viable solutions to solve problems that come when it has to do with people that we find around us, people that we know, people that we see, right? I know you guys spoke about the legal part, but I'd like you to talk more and other speakers too that are more experienced in this field. Like I told Alberto before, I'm just trying to get into this field of study. Yeah.
Well, that's something that Adam has already mentioned. Something I don't know. In the USA, for example, I am from Uruguay, so what I'm about to say might be not correct, but you have lists such as Craigslist, or you have a record of people that are identified as sexual abusers that have to be registered and in a record, and you are able to know in your neighborhood who are the people that uh, are recognized as sexual abusers. um, I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but uh, maybe those kind of things might eventually help. I don't know in the case of using the technology, the internet. Well, actually, those abusers that appears on those maps, on those lists, probably use technology uh, it means to to commit their crimes. Maybe not, but maybe people can generate, exchange information. I mean, not acting against those perpetrators of those crimes, because as we mentioned, we might end up being the criminals. Then that's not the idea. We all want to protect people, not to be criminals, but maybe exchanging information, creating networks where we can share information that we know, and law enforcement, the same way we report law enforcement certain things, taking certain uh, uh, kind of I mean, being careful, we can share information that might help prevent certain cases. I don't know, that information that we supply to law enforcement when we are aware of those cases, we can in part share with the community if we have systems that support that, and that might eventually help. I don't know, it's something that I just came to my mind. I don't know, it's maybe a crazy idea, but exchanging information between the community about the information that we have, that we know about these criminals, can eventually help and protect other people. I don't know. That's something that just I just thought about.
Okay, thank you. I do appreciate the answer. Yeah, I like the part where you say when we're trying to do good, let's not end up being the criminals at the end of the day. I have more questions. What other areas? The topic says starting your career in cybersecurity. What other areas can people, venture into when you talk about cybersecurity?
Well, the areas are huge. I mean, in the case that we were talking about, a key area is digital forensics. That's a key area in order to investigate and prosecute this kind of crimes, which is a growing area that has gained a lot of popularity, and it's the market is really needing a lot of professionals in that field. But okay, hold on. But then maybe next Sunday we can enter into all the fields that involve cybersecurity, because it it can range from social engineering, security of applications, security of networks, uh, response to incidents, cryptography, encryption, the fields that are part of cybersecurity are huge, and they are very they all complement each other, and we need people in all those fields for sure. So we can talk about that next Sunday in detail. So I hope you can join us next Sunday, Gideon and Mark. Welcome, Mark. Okay, I don't know if this is going to crash. Mark, do you have something to say? Can you speak, Mark? Okay, apparently not.
Mark, yes. I don't think he hears us all right, though.
Okay, well, everybody, thank you very much for being here. It was a pleasure to be in this space with all of you. It was really interesting to hear all the point of view regarding such a complicated topic. Mark, can you speak? I think he's having issues. Anyway, well, now I have another idea on my mind to prepare something to teach parents about these issues, to create awareness, to give them tools to handle these situations as parents, to protect their children. That's something that I would love to do. And thank you, Adam, Christine, Mark, Carl, Chris, Ideon, X43, and I can see the name of the other two because I have the bottom of mute everyone above them. So thank you very much. This Christine is recording this, so this will be available to everybody, and I hope it was useful for all of you this time. So thank you very much. I really enjoy talking about these things that I love with all of you. You are great, and thank you for being here. I love all of you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alberto. We appreciate your time too, and Christina, and everyone in the audience. Truly, without all of us and you, Alberto, we don't have a space. So this is a very fine line. It's very tough to talk about, especially when it gets to this area. But it's commendable that you've are willing to take it on, and perhaps a guide for parents would be a great idea. Maybe they can't find the information easy for that. It's not easy for them to find it, and of course it depends the country that they're in, the city, the state, the province, etc. So
I'm happy to help with that too.
Christine, you are a woman of a few words.
Yep.
Can you say something with more than 5 words?
I suppose I can say more than 5 words. So we'll say thank you very much for hosting this space. Thank you
Oh,
for coming to the
thank
Alberto. You're going to kill you, you need to leave. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Christine, for telling me I have to go see my mother. She's starving. She's waiting for me to have lunch. So I love all of you guys. Thank you very much for being here. Hello, Björn, my friend. You arrived late, but it's nice to see you here. So bye bye, guys. I love all of you. See you.